Welcome to Right is Wrong with Brian and Tom. Here are Brian and Tom. I'm not sure which is which since I'm a robot. Enjoy!
We are here. It is August 22nd, episode 6 of Right is Wrong. Hey, I have a question for you right off the bat. And I want you to be honest.
Okay.
Okay. Would you rather be a white Nazi or a white hippie?
Oh, a white hippie, of course.
Yeah. Just checking. Yeah.
What are you kidding? I don't want to be any color Nazi. I don't want to be a Nazi.
Because Stephen Miller said that people protesting the administration are just a bunch of white hippies.
I think he said 90-year-old hippies also.
Oh, 90?
Yes. He said that they're 90-year-old hippies. And
really? Wait, 90-year-olds are all out in the streets running around?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem
hippies.
realistic. Doesn't seem realistic.
As shitty as this whole country has become, I don't understand how Stephen Miller has risen to power and doing anything. I mean,
or Lori Loomer. Those two are like, I think they might be created by they can't be human beings.
They might be AI.
Yeah, actual idiots.
Actual idiots. Yes. But everybody's like, oh, I hear very little pushback with how the country's getting better now. To me, America now is just like a giant optometry test. You know, you ask people, better or worse? Economy, better or worse? Worse. Grocery prices, better or worse? Worse. Unemployment, better or worse? Worse. Inflation, better or worse? Worse. Healthcare, better or worse? Worse. Safety net, better or worse? Worse. Education, better or worse? Worse. Clean air, better or worse? Worse. Clean water, better or worse? Worse. Deficit, better or worse? Worse. Locking up brown people, better, I guess.
There, you found one.
Yeah.
See? Why you gotta be so negative?
It's just crazy. There's nothing good about any of this.
You know what I've noticed about, and I don't mean to be, so I don't want to body shame anybody, okay? But I've noticed, because all these videos keep popping up on my feed of ICE agents picking, grabbing somebody, arresting somebody, cuffing them, and there's all these bystanders now, and thankfully these people are starting to film everything. And they're like, get out, show your face, get out of my country, what are you doing? And for some reason, all these ICE agents are just kind of like fat schlubs. Like, I'm not sure where these people are coming from, but they're like these, they all look like the kind of guy who still lives in his mom's basement and can't really get a good job. And he's like, oh, ICE, I think I'll sign up for that. And then the next thing you know, they've got gators on their face and and these are like, that's like uniformly what these guys look like.
Right. But the amount of money that they're getting, and I'm not even talking about the $45,000 sign-up bonus. I mean, the amount of money that they're getting is astronomical for their skill levels. And now you don't need a high school diploma.
There is no skill level. They're using the word skill.
Yeah. You have to be an asshole. Are you an asshole? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
or you have to be racist. Or comedy. Or comedy.
Yeah. It's really disgusting. I don't know. And again, we're two white guys, and it's still, I feel the horror. I feel for everybody. And
by the way, you don't know I'm white. This isn't a video podcast.
But yeah, that's true. You might be an octoroon. I haven't seen your DNA lately.
Just stick to the facts, man. There's so much distraction of things that are fucking meaningless when there's actual really, really bad harm. Like, for example, the Supreme Court just yesterday decided that, okay, it's fine. Go ahead and cut $800 million of research from the NIH, which, by the way, is doing like critical research into curing diseases and trying to figure out what like the best public health policies are. And the Supreme Court's just like, we don't need that. We don't need that 800 million for that.
Yeah. Not only that, but I mean, Nazis get sick too. These fucking people have to realize that, they're not exempt from illnesses.
Well, Stephen Miller is, because he's not human. So in sort of dovetailing on your rant a minute ago, Trump, I think, might be sort of figuring out that the Make America Great Again thing is like a failing message now, because he has his new hat, which I've seen before, but he's wearing this one more often now. The Trump was right about everything hat.
Yeah. The only thing
he's replaced MAGA with that.
The only thing he's been right about is that Americans are fucking stupid. He hasn't been right about anything.
Well, he was right when he said, and I don't remember when it was, but at some point he said, I should run as a Republican because they're easier to fool, or something like that, like years and years ago.
In the 90s.
Oh, by the way, I'm trademarking a new phrase. fight liar with fire.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is time for us to fight fire with fire. And I feel like only, again, and we talk about this every week, but there's only a couple people who are doing that. And I'm not sure why there aren't more. I cannot fucking believe that all of this is going on and you have your Schumers and you're like, what are they doing?
They're doing nothing. I mean, the governors are, well, a couple of governors at least. This is why our side loses. So
Yeah.
pushback from our side about Gavin. Oh, it's immature. It's this, it's that. I don't like him because he was at the French Laundry during.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the French Laundry thing, I mean, that's water under the bridge. Optically, that was terrible. But it didn't harm anybody. It didn't harm other people. Yeah. It wasn't cruel. Like, that's the thing. If you make a mistake, you do something stupid. Oh, I went out to a fancy restaurant. Oh, God, optically, that wasn't the best thing to do. It wasn't wantonly, overtly, purposefully cruel. Right. And that's what these guys are up to.
And these people are getting on Gavin's cases. Like, well, he had Steve, or he went on Charlie Kirk's podcast, or he had Charlie Kirk on his podcast. I don't know whose podcast, but anyway, he spoke to Charlie Kirk and to Steve Bannon on a podcast, which made me crazy as well. I do not agree with that. But
yeah, but wouldn't it be great?
Who cares?
Wouldn't it be great if we could get Steve Bannon on here?
Yes, we could.
Oh my God, that would be so great. Like, I would have so much fun with him because he's so, I feel like, so intellectually easy to run circles around because there's no intellect there. It's just, it comes from a total place of id with no thought. All these guys are all id. They have no ego, super ego. It's all id. And it's like just spitting out whatever kind of like, it's all comes from retribution, which is all kind of an animal instinct, right? But there's no intellectual heft behind it.
We could pay Bannon in soap and shirts.
Greasy. The shirts have to be pre-greasy. We have to like grease them up ahead of time.
And
like I've never seen that guy look like he showered ever.
No. Ironically, the only time he ever did shower was when he was in prison, which is strange. He was like the cleanest guy in prison. He smelled he smelled great in prison.
That actually is on his resume. Cleanest guy in prison. I think that's the top. Yeah.
Lavender. He has the scent of lavender. And
when I hear lavender, like Steve Bannon, if I made a list of like, if I was cascading mentally when you say lavender, Steve Bannon would not be in the top 400,000 responses.
But we have too many valedictorians of loser school on our side.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we have all these people that they only want to be the smartest person in the room. They're not concerned with anybody but how they're perceived, not how the country's perceived. They just want to be right. They just want to go to a party and say, oh, I voted for Jill Stein, or I did this, or I'm a libertarian. There's no foresight. There's no looking into the future. They don't give a fuck about America. That's the problem.
Didn't you get some sort of vitriolic feedback on Facebook or something from someone about, wasn't it there someone who was like, you're not, I don't know, what was it that happened?
Oh, I posted something basically saying that we need to unite around Gavin and stop picking out these little things. And I basically said, I don't have it in front of me, but
yeah, but what was the problem with that?
The problem, I just said, you don't throw out the whole pizza if you hate olives.
Right.
That was the point of it.
Yeah.
And this person went on a 1,200 word rant. Maybe it was 1,000 words. It doesn't matter. I don't know.
No, hold on. I want you to be accurate with how many words it was.
989.
Okay, thank you.
She went off on this rant, using my name, and it's like, oh, judging by his Facebook page, he's a white male and he's straight and he has a wife and this and that. And I went through his Facebook page and he's saying all these things about Gavin. And she said he's saying all these things. Well, she's a Facebook friend of mine. I don't know who she is. Well, she's not anymore.
Okay.
And she basically said that I wasn't rallying the troops hard enough on my Facebook page, as if my Facebook page is like in my DNA, and that's the only.
What does that mean? Rallying the troops? Like, what were you supposed to be doing?
Like, I don't know. Yeah. And she just proved my point by saying that, she made my post even more
true. Yeah,
more true.
So
it's
here's
like,
what I don't understand. It's like when people are upset by rallying. Okay, so We have to rally around somebody or something that's fighting, that has resistance, that's doing the opposition work in the right way. The opposition work needs to be brutal. Like it needs to be intense, brutal, relentless. It can't be, oh, well, in 2026, we're going to take
Yeah.
back the House. No, we're fucking not, because they're rigging the game every single day and they're gerrymandering and they're going to make sure. Trump said yesterday, we want to take the House by 100 seats. That's
Yeah.
their goal. So no, we can't just wait till 2020. Oh, don't worry, at the midterms we're gonna. No, this is mission critical. This is like pull the fire alarm.
And also the midterms, people don't realize he wants to ban mail-in voting, and he has $40 billion worth of ICE to just send out to every blue city and just intimidate the fuck out of us on election day.
We really do need to have like a right winger on here because I want to know why it's okay to overtly rig. Like, I want to know what the justification is. And it's usually something like, well, you guys do the same thing and you've done this and that. And it's like, okay, in California, we actually made it like a public bipartisan working group to figure out, like, that's what California was rated one of the 10 best states in the country in terms of fair gerrymandering and fair districting. And so, no, it's not just you guys do this. And there are bipartisan people, and there are people on both sides who want fair drawing of districts. And those
I'd much rather have
it
it be fair. But he called up Governor Abbott. He said, I want these 5 seats. And Governor Abbott said, yes.
Yeah. And I want 100 across the country.
Well, he exaggerates about, I don't give a shit about the 100. It's not going to be 100, but I've already gotten 2 mailers in my mailbox, two pamphlets saying vote no on the redistricting in California.
You already gotten that? That was like a week ago.
I've already gotten 2, and I guess the Republicans have put $100 million into this campaign.
Unbelievable.
$100 million, and I'm not sure it's going to pass.
That's government efficiency.
I think I think it will pass in our favor, but who knows?
Who
knows?
Know, right?
And
that's the thing about democracy is you accept the result and you don't rig.
Well, they have to rig because they stand for nothing and they're ruining everybody's lives.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, when your policies consist of ruining lives and taking healthcare away from people and detaining people in the swamp in Florida, then you kind of have to go, well, they're not going to vote for this shit, so let's rig. Yeah, that's pretty much the only option.
And once he gets martial law going, he can suspend everybody's First Amendment rights.
So let's talk quickly about how Trump was going to patrol the DC streets. So he said, I'm going out tonight with law enforcement. And like that was very similar to when he said on January 6th, like I'm right with you. I'm going down to the Capitol with you. And then he fucking chickened out and went and sat and had a Diet Coke and watched it on TV in the White House. But he didn't do it. He didn't follow through with patrolling. He just didn't do it.
I think, hang on, I'm Googling why. Oh, he's a pussy.
Oh,
that's
chicken
why.
shit. Yes.
That's why he's a pussy.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you that the National Guard and ICE and all these other Gestapo units that are going out, they go to these cushy areas. They're not even going into the gang-ridden areas because they're fucking frightened.
They don't even know what the streets of DC, like that's the whole thing, which makes it hilarious. It would be like if I bought a house and I lived in one room and I'm like, I'm going to fix the way the living room looks, but I've never fucking gone there. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't live in the White House and take your motorcade down like, Constitution Avenue, Pennsylvania to Massachusetts and go out to your fucking Air Force Base and fly and then come back to DC and go, I saw so much crime. It's horrible. Like, okay, first of all, I lived in DC and no, you didn't, because that's a great neighborhood. The bad neighborhoods are like, oh, and by the way, you don't solve crime in inner cities. And it's like this in Detroit and DC and Chicago and everywhere by just sending more police or military into the streets. You solve it by like instituting policies which lift up the people the people don't want to commit crimes. They don't go, I can't wait to commit crimes. They do it because they're desperate. It's tough in those neighborhoods. They don't have job opportunities. That's how you fight crime.
Yes, like Baltimore, the crime has gone way down because the mayor has done exactly what you just said.
Yeah, you don't just go, oh, this group of people is doing bad things, so I'm going to send the National Guard to stand around the streets, and they're just going to become model citizens. I mean, it is so flawed and ridiculous.
ICE was in Georgetown the other night,
Yeah, exactly.
which is the whitest, cushiest. I mean,
Yeah,
but again, they won't go to the bad areas despite not identifying themselves, covering their faces with masks, having Kevlar, and having guns, and they're still.
but why would
fucking
ICE even go
pussies.
to ICE? That's not even a job for ICE. That's a job for like social workers. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like that's not. Why would ICE be going into a neighborhood where there's impoverished, struggling, neighborhoods where the kids can't get a good education and it's a food desert, and like why would ICE even have any skill in helping that situation?
They wouldn't, especially
They
when
wouldn't.
you're.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when you're. That takes years of training.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, I heard that Pete Hegseth has just ordered the National Guard being armed today.
Yes. Yeah. That's perfect. Perfect recipe for that'll do it. That'll solve it.
Pete Hegseth is also a pussy. He can't. Did you see that video? I think I sent it to you of him trying to do chin-ups, which are easier than pull-ups, and he couldn't even do one. He couldn't do one fucking chin-up.
Well, to be fair, his hair might have gotten out of place.
He couldn't do one chin-up. He's like kicking his legs up. His arms were moving like 6 inches. I mean, that guy's another fucking pussy.
These people
He's another pussy.
It's like Hillary Clinton said a couple weeks ago. She was like, these guys are all law and order and they're all supposed to be tough, but they're all just a bunch of she didn't use the word pussies, but she basically said they're all chicken shits.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, another thing, I've been getting blowback because I use the word rape and the C word with an asterisk in it and a few other words. And it's like, but the good news is my new dictionary arrived in the mail today with all the words redacted that I'm not supposed to use. So hopefully,
right.
Yeah. What the fuck? Like the world is burning and you're
I know.
the
Parsing out your.
sentence, the end of the sentence in a preposition. Shut the fuck up, you pussies.
By the way,
Shut the fuck up.
be very careful with your apostrophes and make sure you use it correctly
Yes.
when you're fighting fascism, because it's very important when you fight fascism to make sure you don't accidentally use the wrong word.
Yeah.
That might get someone. That's the thing, and it's funny because liberals and people that are on the left, right? There's now has gotten to the point where, and this was, I don't know, last 10 years, where we started focusing on things like that, right? Like what words you use, how you refer to somebody. All the while, the kettle of fascism was starting to percolate, and we were worried about that. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being, no, let me even rephrase that. It's great to be respectful. If somebody says to you, I want to be they, them, I want to be he, her, great. Happy to call you that. But like to burn down the, to what's the word? To like shame people who are just trying to help people, make a difference in people's lives by the words they use is so counterproductive to what we're trying to accomplish here.
Yep. Yeah, I just can't believe all the like. Yeah, it's beyond
the
me.
C word, by the way, just talking about the C word, like in Britain, that's kind of just like saying hello.
I just saw Jim Jeffries' latest special. He must have said it 35 times. He's from Australia.
I just watched Jim Jeffries too, and he had a pretty funny bit about Trump. And oh god, what was he talking about? I just saw a clip yesterday about, and it was similar to this. We were talking about just kind of, the evil and the fascism and how we're worried about certain words. It was very similar to what we were just talking about. And of course, it was much funnier because it was in Australian accent, which is inherently funny.
And you know what? People have called me a dick, which is the same thing as, the C, parallel to the C word. I don't care. You can call me whatever you want.
Right.
You can call me whatever you want.
If you don't want to be called the C word, don't act like don't be mean, and don't be aggressively angry for no reason. I mean, that's the thing. It's less about what you're called and more about how you behave and what value.
And it was an unprovoked attack on me. And it's just like, really, this is what you're mad about.
Because
this is why we lose.
Because you're supporting what Gavin Newsom is doing, and she might not be so thrilled with it. So she rips on you.
Yes, but like
Yeah.
going through every single word, going through my past, going through, it's like, oh my God.
That's insane. That's like stalkerish, weird, kind of nothing better to do with their time.
Hello. I saw your ad on LinkedIn for a slave, and the president said slavery wasn't so bad, so I'd like to try it.
Can you lift that bale of hay above your head?
I have no idea.
Congrats! You're hired. And think of all the money you'll save on a gym membership.
Do you need me to fill out any forms?
Nah, we're not paying you.
Okay, I know we have to get to our game, but I want to cover one thing real quick. Trump is now trying to get into heaven. I'm not sure that you can just get into heaven. First of all, look, just between you and me, that there's no heaven. But I'm not sure that you could get into heaven by just saying casually, I want to get into heaven.
Yeah, it's like a request line.
Yeah, exactly. He said something like, I know I'm not doing so well, but I really want to get into heaven.
No, I'm
Fucking
not doing so
psycho.
well. So he actually told the truth.
Yeah, but I
Wow.
don't know if he was referring to his health. Like a lot of people seized on that and they're like, is he saying he's not doing so well? Like he's going to die and he's worried about going to heaven? Or is he saying, I'm not doing so well in my quest to get into heaven? And it was like, either way, yes, yes, and yes. More yes, please.
I'm not
Like-
even sure hell would accept him at this point.
No. Hell is actually, the devil is actually upset with the Everglades detention. The devil's actually upset by all the shit that's happening.
Oh, the Everglades, the alligator Alcatraz is allegedly,
They're
Gonna-
shutting it down. Yeah.
well, in 60 days, there'll be appeals and there'll be other stuff, but it
They're
looks like
turning it into a Spirit Halloween.
a pop-up donut shop. Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
This is called the numbers game. I'm going to give you a fact and you're going to see how close you can come to the actual number. How many
Yeah.
countries allow mail-in voting?
I'm going to say 11.
34.
Whoa. Oh
And
my
one
God.
of those countries is Russia, who allowed
Yeah.
mail-in voting in 2020. Does Trump not have Google at the White House?
Trump doesn't use Google. He uses Untrugle.
Untrugle.
All right, next question.
Okay, according to the Yale Budget Lab, what is the average effective tariff rate in America?
The average rate right now,
Yes, as of now.
what we're charging other countries, the tariff rate.
No, but what we're paying for, America's are paying for this. So
Yeah. So what is the average rate? 15%.
very close, 18.2%. So that means he
is
has effectively raised taxes on every single American, whether you're poor, whether you're rich. All of your taxes have gone up 18.2%.
right. That's money out of your pocket that you complain about. See, the problem with Americans is they don't until it's tax day, they don't know like all the shit that they're doing to suck more money out of us. And which is fine if they're using it for like, for example, childcare, healthcare, things that people need. But it's not okay to use it to build a $300 million fucking ballroom.
Yeah. Oh, it's 200 million. So
It went
200.
down. Maybe
Yeah,
it
it went down.
He took the chairs, so we're lowering the quality of the chairs a little bit.
We're going to spray paint the chairs gold instead of using real gold chairs. Here's another one. How many times has Kim Davis, the clerk in Kentucky who refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples, been divorced?
8.
She's been divorced 3 times,
Oh.
married 4 times, and she might be solely responsible now for, she appealed to the Supreme Court. They will be listening to her argument in a couple of months. So we may have no more gay legal marriage or
Listen,
same-sex marriage.
You don't understand. Marriage is sacred, and it's a sacred right between men and women. That's why she's been divorced 3 times and married 4 times, because it's sacred.
Yeah, and I think that
Yeah.
she married the same guy twice, which
I love
also
that.
shows that she's,
That's what's so funny about Republicans, like in general. They love to talk about how we're family values, and this is how we, everything law and order and, respect. And like they're almost universally have fucked up relationships.
they sure do. I just
Yeah.
read this today that Trump, I think it was 1998, I'm not quite sure. But anyway, Emma Thompson got a call.
Yeah.
She got a
asked her
call
out.
in her
Yeah.
trailer, but he asked her out the day her divorce was finalized.
Yeah, because he
Like
is
2 hours later.
because he's a bottom-dwelling scumbag.
And he called her in her trailer. She was on the movie
And
set.
she was like, what the fuck? No.
But how do you get the number of a like, yeah, he's a fucking stalker.
Yeah, because he's a creepy, no morals, like low life, creepy stalker.
How many punches did Stephen Miller receive in high school?
Oh, it's infinity.
No, the answer is not enough. We would
Not
also
enough.
accept not nearly enough.
Exactly. Okay.
Once California becomes its own country, what tariff percentage will Gavin Newsom charge Trump for almonds?
Well, Trump doesn't eat almonds because they actually have healthy fats. He only eats
That's
Big
true.
Macs with. He only eats lard. Is there any lard in almonds? He's going to charge him 50%, 100%, 1,000%.
No, 1,270% tariff on almonds.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how much money has Trump made since his inauguration?
Oh, I know this. $9 billion.
3.4 billion. And he just bought yesterday, he just bought $100 billion in bonds tied to companies directly impacted by his policies.
What? How does
Yep.
happen? How does that even happen?
Because there's no guardrails. He
No,
can
I
do
know.
anything.
I was being sarcastic, but yes, I
Yeah.
know. It's like, what? Trump did something to benefit himself and the companies that fall in line with his fascism? What?
Yeah.
Wow.
There is no justice. He just is running roughshod over everybody. I don't know why everybody, now it's getting late, but I don't know why everybody has been so scared to stand up to him.
Why are we like not out in the streets? Why is New York City, LA, Chicago, why are people not out like breaking things? No, I'm not going to suggest violence, but like, why aren't people out showing their anger?
Because Americans are lazy.
Yeah.
And until it affects them really adversely, I think in the last podcast,
Right. Like they
we
lose their
mentioned
jobs and they have no money. Yeah.
they have no money and they have endless time.
This episode brought to you by ICE. Don't be afraid. We're only one letter away from being nice. ICE, coming to a town near you any second now.
RFK Jr. is going to go around breaking light bulbs soon to ease us back into candles
Exactly.
because the world has to move backwards or
I recommend
we're not doing our job.
I recommend we all use candles from now on. Because light bulbs have red dot. I don't know if that's a good impression or not.
That's
but-
great. You actually sound, but now that you've done that, it makes me think that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Sounds like what a squeaky door of
Yeah, like an
That's
old
what-
haunted house door. And
Yes.
welcome to Luigi's Mansion. All right, thanks for listening. Appreciate the support. Share with friends and family and get the word out that right is wrong.
Thanks for listening to Right is Wrong with Brian and Tom. Please follow us on social media and anti-social media. But please don't follow us while we're running errands. We're paranoid enough as it is. See you next time, human beings.